Hi, I'm a trained leadership and development coach, and I'm always talking about the benefit of coaching as a way to improve leadership and leadership development. So, I think it's important to understand exactly what coaching is and to spell it out. So, that's what we're going to cover in this video. So, what is coaching? So, here are some definitions. According to Tony Grant, who's the former head of the coaching psychology unit at the University of Sydney and also my former tutor, and one of the leading academics in the field of coaching psychology. Coaching is a collaborative, solution focused, results oriented, and systematic process in which the coach facilitates the enhancement of performance, life experience, self directed learning, and personal growth of individuals and organizations. And there's another useful definition, which is more applicable to the coach as manager. So when you are managing someone and also coaching, this is from the book The Manager as Coach by Jenny Rogers. And she says, coaching is the art of facilitating another's learning, development, and performance. It raises self awareness and identifies choices. Through coaching, people are able to find their own solutions, develop their own skills, and change their own attitudes and behaviors. The whole aim of coaching is to close the gap between potential and performance. So, what these definitions tell us is that coaching is collaborative and systematic, is results orientated and solution focused, facilitates learning, development, performance, and change, promotes self awareness and choice, places ownership of the solutions for development and change on the person being coached, and is aimed at growth, the fulfillment of potential, and by extension, improving well-being. So, what's not to like about any of that? So, what is coaching in practice? In practice, coaching is fundamentally future focused. It's concerned with what people want to do and where they want to go rather than what they have done and where they have been. The role of the coach is to ask questions of the coachee that provoke insight and awareness and allow them to identify pathways to achieve desired outcomes and then facilitate the development of action plans to achieve those outcomes. The idea of the coach as questioner and facilitator is critical to coaching and critical to an understanding of how coaching differs from other disciplines. A coach may and probably should challenge assumptions, help the coachee surface unhelpful and limiting self beliefs. A coach should also share with the coachee his or her observations of systemic patterns that may be impacting the coachee's ability to reach potential. But fundamentally, the responsibility for devising solutions and identifying goals and relevant action plans must rest with the coachee, with the person being coached. This is because the necessary motivation to act only arises with the autonomy that the ownership of the solution brings. And that's a critical point. And that's really at the nub of what coaching is about. It's about asking, prompting, facilitating the other person to devise their own solutions. It's not about telling. So what is coaching not? Coaching The term coaching is increasingly applied to many different activities, most of which are not coaching when assessed against the definitions outlined above. So, in business, the workplace, and the personal development arena, it's worth making clear how coaching differs from the other disciplines. So, what's coaching compared with counseling and therapy? Counseling and therapy are typically aimed at helping those suffering from a diagnosed mental disorder or who are seeking to recover from trauma. Many modalities of counseling are problem centered and focused on past experience. Coaching, in contrast, is forward looking, solution focused, and concerned with the development of those falling within a non clinical population. What about coaching compared with training? Training is really concerned with the transmission of information from trainer to trainee, usually to build the trainee's knowledge or skills. Coaching differs from training in there's no assumption in coaching that the coach has superior knowledge or possesses information that the coachee lacks. And what about coaching compared with managing? So, in organizations, leaders often need to be coach and manager. It's therefore important to be able to distinguish which role is appropriate at any given time. Management is more about the practicalities, for example, the division of work and tasks, the coordination of activities and role related administrative tasks. Coaching should occur when considering the how and the why of what needs to be done, so that the staff member can devise their own approach, gain ownership and motivation, and experience development in the process. It's also useful in the context of feedback, in the examination of work that's been done and assessing how it's gone, what could have gone better, how it could be improved. So, contrasting coaching with these other disciplines is useful as it enables us to see the power differentials at work. Unlike these other helping relationships, coaching involves equals working together. It entails collaboration and the co creation of the reflective spaces that allow for the development and the growth. So, when we're coaching in a relationship of manager and direct report, this dynamic has to be maintained in the coaching conversations, notwithstanding the line management responsibilities that exist. And that is always a challenge for the manager as coach. So, to sum up, there are useful definitions of coaching that give us a positive answer to the question, what is coaching? These emphasize the central position of the coachee as the knowledge holder and the creator of solutions, with guide and the facilitator. But we can also answer the what is coaching question by comparing it to the other helping and supportive activities outlined. And that, I hope you'll have seen, gives us a deeper understanding of what coaching really is.